Said to Pete, let's build a dream from the waves and the stars and the sunbeam gleam. 1,000 hands, 1,000 arms will bring back the ocean like it was before. History whispers, can you hear it shout? Chart the course where the waves begin. The pros dance where the sea meets sky. The spirit lives, it will never die. The horizon stretches like a drawn-out dream, and the past comes alive in the sunlight's gleam.
AP News, I'm Ed Donahue. Pope Leo is responding to President Trump's social media post that a whole civilization will die tonight if Iran fails to meet his latest deadline to strike a deal that includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz. The Pope says today, as we all know, there was also this threat against the entire people of Iran, and this is really unacceptable. Here, there are certainly international issues, but much more a moral issue for the well-being of the entire population. At the United Nations, U.S. Ambassador Mike Waltz says the outcome is not set.
The U.S. remains prepared for meaningful diplomacy, But diplomacy cannot succeed where defiance, delay, and escalation remain Tehran's only response.
The AP's Sagar Meghani reports Democrats are responding to the president's threat.
The House's top Democrats say the president is completely unhinged, and they want the chamber brought immediately back into session for a vote on ending the Iran war. Massachusetts Senator Edward Markey went a step further, saying the president is a warmonger who must be removed from office before causing unfathomable harm. Top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer says the president's social media post shows he's an extremely sick person. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
Pakistan's prime minister is urging the president to extend his deadline for Iran by 2 weeks to allow diplomacy to advance. Federal immigration officers have shot and wounded a migrant in Central California while trying to arrest him. Officers were approaching a car driven by Carlos Ivan Mendoza Hernandez when he allegedly tried to run over an officer with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Officials say he is a suspected gang member, wanted in El Salvador for questioning in connection with a murder. More information at apnews.com. This is AP News. Taiwan's opposition leader is off to China. She calls it a journey for peace.
As Beijing calls for the self-ruled island to come under its control, the visit is the first by a Taiwanese opposition leader in a decade and comes ahead of a meeting in Beijing between Xi and President Donald Trump, scheduled to take place in May. Before leaving Taipei, the chairwoman of the Kuomintang told reporters that Taiwan must spare no effort to prevent war and seize an opportunity to promote peace. Li Wen says, I believe that through this journey, everyone is even more eager to see the sincerity and determination of the CPC Central Committee to use peaceful dialogue and exchange to resolve all possible differences between the two sides. China claims the self-ruled island as its own territory and has not ruled out the use of force to take it. A few dozen supporters and detractors of Chen's visit showed up at Taipei's airport chanting and holding signs. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Hey bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now. And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
Alarm clock bark, sky still gray, radio clicks on, static haze. Good morning, Marianas, in my face. Brad yelling, wake up, Saipan, no escape. Coffee burns my lip, he laughs in my kitchen, talks like he knows every bruise that I am in. Good morning, Marianas, rise up, Saipan. Hearts on the harbor, headlines in his hand. Good morning, Marianas, live from the reef to the ridge. Bread with the weather and a dare on the bridge. Traffic on Beach Road, kids half dressed. He jokes about rain and unpaid rent. Says call the show, tell me what you regret. Then plays our song like a second chance bet. He says, say your name, we say it like a prayer. Through busted speakers, we are almost there. Good morning, Marianas, rise up, Saipan. Shacks and condos, all sing with the fan. Good morning, Marianas, old scars, new daylight. Brad talks nonsense, somehow gets it right. Who is this voice in my cracked dashboard? Why does it feel like he is keeping score of every tired island soul dragged out of bed? Every maybe I will make it spinning in my head. Good morning, Marianas, rise up, Saipan. Bad roads, good stories, all part of the plan. Good morning, Marianas, yeah, shout it again. Brad says you are awake, so start living it then.
Good morning, Marianas. Oh my goodness, it is 7:35. It is hump day out here in the CNMI, and great to see you guys out here. Holy cow, that is how we get a party started this morning. Great to see all of you out here with us this morning because we have so much to do and so much to get to, so we're not going to mess around. In fact, maybe we will mess around a little bit, but we're going to mess around, take your calls, have some fun, and remember, you guys can join the show. Give us a ring, 670-789-2323. That is the number to get a hold of us here on Good Morning Marianas, the #1 morning show in the Marianas. I know, it's crazy. Hey, by the way, I am drinking some coffee this morning, and out of my new mug, I want to say thanks to the folks over at Great Harvest. Look at this. You can get one of these over there as well. And we got this yesterday. I want to say thanks to the team over there for hooking us up. My gosh, who doesn't want to have a great new cup of coffee out of their great new coffee mug? Hey, I'm loving it. Hey, you guys want to get some, you want to rep your stuff, keep hooking us up with coffee mugs, and we will drink out of them. Remember, I usually drink out of the left hand, so you want to have your logo out there ready to go. It's good. Ask Nettie C. It's good. So good. All right. Hey, anyway, great to see all you guys. we're going to hit to the weather first and get to it because we have so much going on today. We have Landon, who's going to be on the show with us from a long distance. His mom's watching too, so hello, Landon's mom. And then also we've got the ladies from the Northern Marianas descent, Miss Northern Marianas descent. They're going to be coming on here at the top of the hour. And then on the bottom of the hour, we're going to have Monique Boyer-Sablon coming from NMC. She's going to talk to us about a great new program. We heard her talking about it over at the Saipan Chamber of Commerce. It's called Workforce Pell. This is something that can help every business and all sorts of people all over the CNMI. It's a great program, and hopefully we get it. But if you want to be a part of it, you're going to have to act pretty soon. So anyway, let's get to it. Normally, we'll give you a whole bunch of traffic and all that other stuff, but we don't want to wait too long. Right now, it's 79 degrees out here in Saipan. It's a great day, and we're looking for more of this today. Mostly sunny skies, high near 86, and it's going to be a little breezy with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour up at the Saipan International Airport, where the humidity right now matches the temperature, 79% and 79 degrees. That's what we're rocking with today. Also rocking, but I've been doing this for a while now, the glasses. And it's getting too comfortable. I think I'm starting to slide too deeply into nerd-o-vision. Real quick, though, I want to make sure I say hi to all you guys. Siblixin08 is in the house saying, Buenas les Red. And to our CNMI fam gangs, stay safe and have a blessed day. PJ Victoria says, half day, Marianas. And where is she? There should be a new game show called Where in the World is PJ Victoria? Is she in Washington? Is she in Oregon? Is she in Colorado? Who knows? Is she here? Is she in the studio? No, she's not here. But maybe one day we'll get her in here. That would be great. Acha bebe. Chailang Bosch is in the house saying, good morning, mi hijo. Grateful for your support and support to our community. Buenos dias, Tato Marianas. Lots of prayers and Santa Misa for all of you. Thank you so much. Oh, so great to see you this morning. I can't wait to see you in person again. Saipan Nanny is in the house. She was dancing quite a bit to the morning songs. I love it too. Tobot Castro, the tip man from Dan is in the house. My brother, great to see you, my friend. Ann Attow, the queen of the Can't-Gifts, is here, not messing around. Atinga J. Jose saying, good morning. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us today. And wow, Alexis is watching all the way from Rhoda, saying, good morning, Brad, and good morning, Marianas, from the beautiful island of Rhoda. Well, good morning to you, and good morning to everybody else who's joining us today, whether you're, oh, there's Ignacio de la Cruz over there on the YouTube side saying, hey, good morning, CNMI. Good morning to you too. Oh, there's Luisa Cabrera joining us in the house saying, morning, morning. Man, what a beautiful day for a ball game. Ungan, man, I hope they got some games going on right now. I know there is the Mel Sakisat Legacy Softball Tournament kicked off this week, and they are having a great time over at Capitol Hill Ball Field. Hopefully, the weather continues to hold up, but we are going to find out more in just a little bit. Chris Sablon is with us saying, Buenas Brads on Buenas Marianas, Guinin, Palm Bay, Florida. Guinin, Palm Bay, Florida. Well, I hope everything's good down there, my friend. Great to see you. Thanks for joining us. And, oh, Madonna DeBella saying, hello, Brad from Landon's mother. Yes, that's right. We are the #1 show for getting meteorologist mothers in the morning. That's true. Nobody can beat that. We are tops all around the entire Marianas. That includes you, Guam. All right. Well, hey, oh, thank you. Speaking of Landon, he just sent me one more thing that I'm going to download this right now, and then you're going to hear the little kabloom, and I'll have that ready to go so I can pop that on the screen when you're ready. All right. It might take a little bit, but let's get you called. Speaking of Landon, we want to get him on the show because we've had, we want to call them Landon substitutes, Landon lights. We've had, is it like non-dairy Landon? I don't know what it was, but it wasn't Landon. It's not the guy that we're used to getting when it comes to the weather. But today we have got all that fixed, except for I've got all these weather things that he sent me on the screen. Now I got them. And he's looking at he's got the tall screen going. Now you can leave it like that. Don't change it. And I'll get those other things on the screen. I just got to adjust it for you. But hey, welcome to the show. Good to see you.
Good morning from Florida, Jacksonville, Florida. How are y'all doing?
Oh man, not as cool as you. Does this mean that we can start calling you Florida man? Like, are we going to have some crazy things that happen that we can attribute to your Florida-ness?
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
Well, stay tuned, folks. We're going to find out soon enough. But hey, how's everything going? How's your trip?
Yeah, so far so good. It's nice and chilly out here. We're at the Hampton Inn here in Jacksonville, Florida. It's been pretty chilly. I mean, the last several days in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, has been so spectacular. It's been 80 degrees, dry weather, dry, low humidity. It's been fantastic, beautiful spring weather. We had a cold front come through on Easter afternoon, and it just plummeted the temperatures across North Carolina. It's still chilly and damp over here. We have a little coastal system off the Florida coast, so it's keeping it damp and sprinkles throughout the day, but otherwise, not bad at all.
Coastal systems in the house represent. That's, well, we have a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what to make of the weather because we've heard all these things about what the weather's going to be, and all we've had is some really nice weather the last few days. And hey, by the way, don't worry, this is not a complaint. Don't change a thing.
Good. Yeah, the nice weather is going to continue for the next several days. I was just looking through the forecast, and of course, we have that looming tropical disturbance, that's 90W, that's been spinning up there in the FSM near Pompeii. That's still out there, but the weather across the Mariana Islands is beautiful, fair, and favorable. So we're going to see that continue through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. Once we get through Saturday midday, it's going to possibly change up just a little bit as that 90W in some form approaches the island. So we do have to watch out for that. There's a lot of possibilities for that. But the trade wind surge does continue across the CNMI. The stronger winds are just to the east, but those strong winds east of the Mariana Islands is generating a lot of trade wind swell and wind waves. Those waves are coming up across the Mariana Islands, generating that high the high risk of rip currents. Combined seas are sitting just under 10 feet. That's our threshold for small craft advisories. So we're just below threshold advisory for that. But we're going to be watching 90W, that invest area, that is going to be tracking generally toward our area this weekend. And in what shape, what form, what intensity will it be, that remains to be seen. There's a lot of possibilities. Some of our forecasters with you the last couple of days were talking about the possibility of it moving north, staying east of the Mariana Islands, or moving through the Mariana Islands, possibly near Guam, Rota Channel, or Rota. Some of those trends over the last 24 hours have been starting to drop more southward, moving more due west, closer to Guam and west of Guam into the Philippine Sea. That would be good news for the CNMI because the southward track would keep it farther away from Saipan, farther away from Tinian, but that could be more of a problem for Guam, especially with all the stronger winds to the north side of it. So these are some of the possibilities. When it comes to tropical disturbances, they do one of two things. They do or they don't. And so right now, 90W so far is not doing anything. It's been sitting just in the vicinity of Pompeii and Chuk, spinning very weak. It's still sublow by the rating by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, which means it's not expected to develop significantly in the coming days. That trend is supposed to change as we go later into the week, into the weekend. So we are still concerned about that moving forward. The question is, when will it start moving? Once it starts moving, we'll start seeing some organization. We saw this with Typhoon Mawar. It just spun in Chuk State for a number of days before it got its act together, started moving, intensifying. We don't see trends of it becoming a Mawar. That's the good news. That has been the consistent trend for the last several days. We're still looking at the possibility of a tropical storm somewhere through the islands Sunday night, or Monday. There's a little bit of spread in the time frame, but nothing has changed significantly really over the last 36 hours over the prognosis of the system. Again, it's still sitting just east-southeast of Winochuk, still rated a sub-low. It's still trying to get it to act together, and eventually it's going to start moving somewhere closer to the Mariana Islands. So we do have to watch that closely. Enjoy the fair weather. We do have the strong trade winds. That's going to ease up just a little bit in the coming days, but 90W, again, we have to watch out for that, especially as we come into Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday for the possibilities.
Wow, and that's what we're tracking. I've got right now on the screen, we've got that loop that you sent us that's showing where it looks like it's starting to turn into something, but not quite yet. Just and you can clearly see what we've got with the Guam and the Marianas.
Yeah, if you have that picture I sent you, that's the satellite-derived ocean surface winds. That's from the polar orbiting satellites, and that's one of our best tools to see the winds at the surface from space, and that shows 90W in some form is centered about 6.5 north latitude, 155 east longitude, or just east southeast of Winnow. That has been drifting very slowly west northwestward over the last couple of days. We're going to see that trend continue through Pohnpei and Chuuk states. But then we're going to have to watch, see what happens in the coming days. Will it go past Guam, Rota, or farther south of Guam? There's a wide range of possibilities. So this is something that we do have to continue to take seriously. Not a lot of actions to be taken at this time other than watch the forecast closely, listen to information from the National Weather Service on Guam and the CNMI Homeland Security Office, because we are meeting with them daily at this point. We're discussing things, trends, and expectations as we move toward the weekend. So a lot of discussions happening, a lot of monitoring of conditions across the region is ongoing. So listen and stay up to date.
You know, we've been keeping up with the National Weather Service, your team over there in Guam, and we had Patrick on Monday, and yesterday we had Josh on, and they did a great job of keeping us updated, letting us know what's going on.
And how do you say Josh's last name again?
Wisn't
Good job.
I heard it right the first time, and with you, it only took 3 years, something like that.
About 3 years. 3 years.
You know what's funny? I love that your mom checked in the comments, or it's someone pretending to be your mom. It could be.
Yeah, she's watching. She's upstairs in the hotel, and of course, Brandon. We were supposed to pick up Brandon at the airport here in Jacksonville. He was supposed to come down and join us. For continuity of operations, we usually don't travel at the same times, but for this trip, our dad's 80th birthday, which is on Friday, we had to stagger our travel. So I came first, and he was going to come back to Guam later, but he had to cancel his trip because of the weather threats. And it's unfortunate, but Mom, we were driving down from North Carolina yesterday, and Mom leaned over to me in the car, and she says, "I'm glad it was you that came because you're the best son."
That's great. That's great. And that makes sense for the weather, too. You want the best sun, you got to have the best sun.
What can I say?
Hey, so your mom was in there saying, "Hello, Brad," from Landon's mother. And then Saipan Nenny comes in and says, "Madad DeBella, I'm your son's #1 fan." And then your mom comes in and says, "I can't wait to see his arms." And, you know, that is starting to take over our comment string these days. And then, you know, the rest of it is pretty funny. Luis said pretty soon Landon's going to wear long sleeve turtlenecks just to be in here.
I've got a jacket. Seriously.
Yes, he's wearing Russian tracksuit. He's going to be wearing chain, too. It's great. Man, hey, when you're tracking the weather, I know you're on vacation, and if I know it's your thing too, because even hearing it from like Patrick's like, hey, even when he's not working, he's tracking this stuff from home and watching sites and all this stuff. Do you get to take a break while you're out there, or are you always keeping an eye on what's going on out here?
I try to take a break. I tried to stay out of this one, but because I really hate being away from the region when there's a weather threat. But definitely I wanted to help the office and coordinate meetings and discussions, because these discussions, when there's so much uncertainty, when it's not clear if it's going to happen or not happen, that's when we have to start discussing and communicating things. Because if the public is unclear of what's happening, we really need to provide that decision support services to the public and to our stakeholders at Homeland Security, FEMA, and other entities in the government. So we do have to have this conversation sometimes 5, 6, 7 days in advance. And that's a very uncomfortable time to be discussing things, because we really don't have a clue what's going to happen, because there's so many possibilities, so much uncertainty. But nevertheless, those trends are there in the longer range models, and we do have to have those discussions to start getting plans, procedures, and internal communications in place, so that when things start doubling down on our region, we're ready to act. And so those conversations are happening with Homeland Security. Brandon's going to be in some discussions with the CNMI just a short bit later this morning, just to talk about what happened over the last 24 hours, how things have evolved, how they have not evolved. And they're taking their sweet time. But again, it's still upstream of us. It's still to our east-southeast, and we do have to watch it closely. So don't let your guard down, because this is still going to pose some degree of a threat to the region, whether it's winds, rains, hazardous seas, and surf. Hopefully not much more than that. That will be the good news. But we do have to watch this closely, especially as we go into the weekend. So enjoy the next few days, but keep weather and preparedness in the back of your mind as we go into the weekend.
You know, speaking of the weekend, you know, apparently it's going to be a good weekend or good week for you guys. We got Zara Bermudez coming out and saying, happy birthday, Landon's dad. And Hoffaday, Brad and Landon, thank you for informing us. It's your dad's birthday?
Yeah, he turns 80 on Friday. We're going to launch an investigation why he could not have been born a week earlier so we could avoid this chaos. But
that is just great.
What can we do?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dad. Thanks, Obama. Also, you know, a lot of folks waiting in here to say hi to you and stuff like that, being a big fan. By the way, you know, it's so funny. You are now in the East Coast of the United States, and your internet connection is so much better from there than it is from your office in Teason.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi, so far it's good. I had a little bit of a spinning wheel about 30 minutes ago, but I think I got that resolved. So it is pretty stable here on the hotel Wi-Fi.
Great. We already got people in the comments calling your mom their mom, and now this is great. The part of the weather familia over here in the CNMI now. It is. Islet is now a Chamorro last name. That's a great comment. Just came in. Tobat called, he referred to you again as the Lincoln Law gangsta. This is true.
Yeah.
And by the way, while you're out there, are you scoping out some new products and stuff? Are you looking at new things while you're out there? By the way, I can see the flag flying behind you. That is a real indicator of where you're at.
Why do you think I would be buying logs when I'm in the States? What would give you that impression?
Yeah.
I only have about 6,000 in boxes ready for my flight back. So
no kidding.
That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be a big project in August. So yeah, I got logs. I'm resorting those so I can take as much of my luggage as possible, and then Brendan's going to come and get the rest in June.
No kidding. Are these like from the stores? Are these retail or are these customs?
These are neither. It's from the manufacturer of the Tumble Tree Timber brand. So I've been talking to the guy with Maxim Enterprise. They're the maker for the brand of logs that makes up about 60% of our collection. And so they no longer sell in stores, but they do have some remaining stock from about a decade ago. So we're going to buy off those as we need, but they're still great to work with. And they're, again, Maxim Enterprises Tumble Tree Timbers. If anybody wants to get some, they're great toy blocks to have, and they're the best bang for the buck as far as the price for the number of blocks. So check those out online. But we're going to bring back 10 cases back with us to Guam, 699 piece sets. That's going to be about 6,900 more blocks to our collection to help us make this project in August.
This is going to be amazing. We can't wait. We're super excited about being out here for it and checking it out in person and supporting everything that you guys are doing and just watching. And who says, I know Guam imports everything. Now we import logs, and you know, we need to export some awesomeness. Maybe we can export some of this weather to someone else. But in the meantime,
well, I know some places over here need some rain and some water. I know they've had some wildfires in parts of the states, in the mainland states, and so it's pretty dry in some areas. So they could use some of our rainfall that we've had so much this year across the Mariana Islands.
Oh man, I'll tell you, I got distracted there for a second looking at the comments, and I'm trying not to laugh. You got to rewatch this afterwards. These guys are having a lot of fun. Our meteorological celebrity, clearly the better of two sons, and the whole family is with us online this morning. All right, hey.
Without a doubt.
Hey, over there now, what it's about, we're just about at 8 o'clock here, so it's just about 6 o'clock over there. So I know this is probably in the sweet spot. You guys thinking about getting dinner, and we're in the middle of that, but you're taking a break to join us to give us updates on the weather. That's dedication. You're not going to get that from Brandon.
No, you're not going to get it from Brandon. Too bad.
You're not even going to get him on time for vacation. All right. Well, hey, anything else going on that you wanna shout out before we head out?
Really, that's about it. Just hello to mom and happy birthday to dad. But just to recap, Invest 90W still remains sub-low rating, situated between Chuuk and Pohnpei. That's going to be drifting our way toward the Mariana Islands. Maybe a passage south of Guam. Still could be a passage through the Marianas somewhere in the Mariana chain. So watch this closely, especially as we go toward the weekend. Ideal time frame for this passage is sometime between Sunday morning through Monday night. There's a little bit of spread on the when and the what. And so keep that in mind, take it seriously, listen to official forecasts from the National Weather Service in the coming days, and also all information from the CNMI Homeland Security Office. They're going to be pumping out those press releases and that routine information from Capitol Hill. So listen to official sources for information.
Oh, man. And by the way, your mom is trying to raffle you off. Said that his mother is accepting applications. I only have one perfect grandson. Oh, my goodness. This is it. Come back. We are now the Bachelor, the Marianas edition. There you go.
You can't beat perfection.
Awesome.
She only needs one.
All right. Hey, Landon, great catching up with you. Thanks so much for taking the time. And we'll reach out to, so you are the Budweiser of meteorologists. We'll have the Bud Lights the next couple days.
Yeah, they are working around the clock. So give them a call anytime. And people watching, if you have any questions, concerns, or fears about the weather, call my office. Forecasters are standing by 24/7. We are the best run federal government agency in the United States. We're happy to talk to you anytime.
I love it. All right. Hey, thanks so much, Landon. Have a great day. Have a great day to your mom, and happy birthday to your dad, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Yep. See y'all soon.
Hey, and tell your mom you better follow us over here at the NMI News Service. You know, we want to make sure we have regular idlet updates. All right. Hey, take care, you guys. We're going to take a real quick break and get you guys more headlines after we come back from these few messages.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
They're friends and neighbors, sons, fathers. They're little league coaches and veterans. They're people who love this country. These are Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers. They are removing violent criminals from our streets and neighborhoods. It's dangerous and difficult work. But ICE has one mission: to make America a safer place to live. And that's what they're doing. This is law enforcement. This is ICE.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. A White House official says U.S. forces have already struck military targets on Iran's oil hub Karg Island, and Israeli warplanes have struck bridges and railways in Iran. Sagar Magani reports those attacks come ahead of President Trump's deadline for Tehran to reach a deal that includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz.
On social media, the president writes, "A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again." Yesterday, he said if there is no deal by 8 p.m. Eastern today, the U.S. will hit hard.
Where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again. I mean, complete demolition.
This morning, the president says he does not want that to happen, but it probably will. Still, he left an off-ramp, writing maybe something revolutionary wonderful can happen. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
UN spokesman Stefan Dujarric says civilian infrastructure cannot be targeted under international law. As to war crimes,
what is a crime, what is not a crime, will have to be determined once something takes place, and we very much hope that none of the threats that were verbalized will actually be implemented.
Oil prices shaky today. Benchmark U.S. crude settled up 0.5%, just below $113 per barrel. Brent crude eased 0.5%. Gasoline's averaging $4.14 per gallon nationwide. Swings for stocks, too. The S&P and the Nasdaq each finished with a small gain. The Dow fell 85 points. And Iraqi officials say U.S. journalist Shelley Kittleson has been released. She was kidnapped in Baghdad last week. No word, though, on her current whereabouts. An Iran-backed Iraqi militia said earlier in the day that it had decided to free her. This is AP News. New Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin today toured parts of North Carolina devastated by Hurricane Helene 2 years ago and pledged to speed relief. And Hayapanjwani reports protections for transgender students are being undone.
The Education Department says it ended agreements that previous administrations reached with 5 school districts and a college aimed at upholding rights and protections for transgender students. The decision from Monday means the department will no longer play a role in enforcing those agreements, which called for schools to take steps to comply with federal civil rights law. Under the Biden and Obama administrations, the department interpreted civil rights law to protect transgender students' rights to equal opportunity to an education. The Trump administration has penalized schools that have made efforts to accommodate students based on their gender identity. Hayapanjwani, Washington.
More news and the latest developments at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274 or email gborja@nmposse.org.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. With rhythm and soul in so many ways, together we rise.
Hi, welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:07 in the morning here on Hump Day. It is Wednesday, and we are great because this weather is outstanding. We are looking at some more good weather. However, that could change over the weekend, as we just heard from the meteorologist, Landon Heidlet. He was on the phone with us all the way from the Carolinas to give us a heads up on what's going on. 82 degrees outside here at the Saipan International Airport this morning. Humidity continuing to drop at 77%, so it feels nice and relaxed out there. Mostly sunny skies today. We're looking at a high near 86. Winds out of the east-northeast, 13 to 15 miles per hour, gusts as high as 20. We're going to get some more of that the next couple days as well. Mostly sunny on Thursday, mostly sunny on Friday. That's what you want to hear. Even Saturday says mostly sunny. And then we'll see what happens after that as the weekend starts creeping up. We'll see what happens with that storm that is brewing down in the FSM waters right now. But right now, we're going to keep an eye to it. We're going to have those regular calls with the folks from the U.S. National Weather Service every day as we get closer and closer, or as that storm gets closer to get back here. Yeah, by the way, Luisa, that is something that we've been joking back and forth with in our messages. There you go. We've been joking around with them about that one for a while. It is pretty funny. I can't claim all that stuff. Also, I can't claim that the roads are so amazing right now, because they are. Even though school is back in session and all that stuff, it's actually really nice out there today. You can't beat it because it's a little bit later in the day, and we're going to have some more folks who are going to be on here with us to talk about everything that's happening in the Marianas. But right now, when it comes to the roads, things are looking mighty fine. That is your look over there at some typical trouble spots on the road. That's over there. Or we can even switch up the music for that part. Take a look at the roads. That is everywhere from Shell Dandan all the way to the college, and you can see it's a little backed up. You know why? Because Monique Boyer-Sablon is on her way here from the college, and she's going to be telling us all kinds of great stuff about the Workforce Pell in just a little bit. But let's scroll back and make our way down towards some of the other spots that are usually traffic hot spots, and you can see there's a little bit of congestion over there in Chalonquidza today, but not too bad. The old AK looking pretty good too, but IT&E looking mighty fine. Things are zipping right through at lightning speeds, and you could too if you join the loop. That's right. If you're already spending $150 a month at IT&E, you can get in the loop. That'll get you 50 cents off a gallon at all the Shell stations. That'll get you a free service of your choice. That's right. They have service. You want one? You got it. You just got to tell them which one that you want. You're also going to get free data roaming to Japan, China, Korea, Philippines, Taiwan, and the mainland USA. It's the loop from IT&E, but you better sign up soon, because if you sign up within the next 2 weeks, you are in the running for a brand new Toyota Corolla Cross, courtesy of Atkins Kroll. That's no joke. That is for real. That is not April Fool's. That could be you behind the wheel of your new Corolla Cross, and it won't cost you a dime. All right, we're walking around the rest of the island. We're looking at that back island road. Even the Rodeo Drive area of Saipan looking pretty good. The Capitol Hill Market, Zen-U Market, and New Sarah Market all looking mighty fine, as much as you're going to look behind the wheel of your brand new vehicle from Atkins Kroll. A little bit of folks making their way south from the north side. They're getting held up at the light at the bottom of Capitol Hill, but everything else looks good. How about Puerto Rico looking all right? A little bit of traffic going past MH2. Everything through Garapan looking pretty good as well as we scroll down the road. You are going to get a little bit of a slowdown once you're trying to make your way up Middle Road, trying to get through Wallorai. It is a little bit slower over there, and it's also slow over by Sushi Spot, where we tried to have lunch yesterday, but we couldn't because it was too packed. But that's all right. We ended up going to Himawari to get our Japanese chow fix. It was pretty good. But I'll tell you what, it was great hanging out with friends, having some chow. Well, you can hang out with some friends over at AK Toyota too. Give them a call at 234-5911 and find out what they could do for you. They've got the best service in Saipan. They've got a great showroom. It's also brand spanking new, just like that car that you're going to drive away in. All right, guys. Well, let's get back
to our regular show. We are just a little bit away. Later, we're going to have, again, Monique Boyer-Sablon is going to join us on the show, talk to us about Workforce Pell. That's a big deal for the Marianas. It's going to give us an opportunity to improve our workforce and get paid for it. I'll tell you what, as part of the Pacific Century Fellows program, we learned a lot about this concept called servant leadership. And it's not just something that you do like for that program, but it's something that's available to folks all over. And the basic concept of, hey, good morning. The basic concept of it is that whether this is somebody who's going to stay a member of your team or not, hopefully they do. But no matter what, when you train someone to be better and you give somebody the opportunity to get those extra certifications and get those next levels of advancement personally and professionally, your community is better as a whole, no matter what that person ends up doing. When you hear people like, wow, what if I train these people? They're going to leave and go to the States. Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't, but you're going to learn a lot from getting these people trained up too, and they're going to be better out in the community everywhere. And every business and every government organization has that mindset. Our CNMI is going to be better no matter what. So support your staff, support your team, and you can do it with this program that we're going to hear about it here pretty soon. All right, well, it's 8:14. I do have a sports update for you, and then we'll get that going. And then we're going to have a breath of fresh air join this show. She's an MC all the time, and she is great. She's also one of my classmates, and she's super cool. All right, we're going to hear more about it in just a bit, but let's get you a sports update because there is a new national champion in town for basketball.
Fox Sports Update.
Let's begin with college basketball. What a national title game we had. The Michigan Wolverines knock off the Connecticut Huskies. Final score 69-63 in a tight battle. And the Wolverines are the champs for the first time since 1989. The win for the Wolverines means no third title in 4 years for Danny Hurley's Huskies. Of course, they did win back-to-back titles just a few short years ago. However, they didn't win tonight. Michigan is the champ. Final score 69-63. Elsewhere from the college game, a huge hire for North Carolina. Michael Malone will be the next head coach. He replaces Hubert Davis. Of course, Malone's an NBA guy. Recently led the Denver Nuggets to their only NBA championship. That was back in 2023. From the WNBA, the Chicago Sky have traded two-time All-Star Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream. Going back to the Sky, 2 first-round draft picks. So a huge WNBA trade. All right, let's turn our attention now to football, where bad news for the New York Giants. Defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence has requested a trade. He has 2 years remaining on his deal. He's scheduled to make $20 million this upcoming season. That, of course, is assuming 1, he doesn't get traded, and 2, he doesn't sign a new deal. All right, let's turn our attention now to baseball. We do have some injuries. The Blue Jays will be without catcher Alejandro Kirk for a while. He's having thumb surgery later this week. The Cubs are placing left-handed starter Matthew Boyd on the IL. He has a left bicep strain. And bad news for the Mets. Juan Soto goes to the IL. He has a calf strain. See him in about 2 to 3 weeks. It's Game On with the Fox Sports app, available wherever you download apps. I'm Jay Berman.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NM Posse is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NM Posse's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NM Posse today at 670-235-7273 or 7274, or email gborja@nmposse.org.
Welcome back, Marianas. It is 8:19 in the morning here on Hump Day. It is Wednesday, and if it starts with a W, that's going to be our topic. So from Wednesday, we're going to go to Workforce Pal. I think that's how it works. Or it doesn't. We're going to find out. There's a lot of room for changes. But we have a great day lined up already, like we told you. And today, the weather couldn't be any nicer, and we're looking at great weather. Don't worry about what you've been hearing on the radios and on the TVs and the newspapers and all that stuff. Right now, it's pretty nice. Now, this weekend, that might change, but at least for now, enjoy it while we can. Mostly sunny skies, high near 86 today. It's going to be a little windy with gusts up to 20 miles per hour, sometimes a little bit higher, sometimes a little bit lower, and it's going to be like that for the next 3 days. This weekend, though, make sure you got your ducks in a row and you're ready, just in case that stuff happens. I was listening to Ray Gibson this morning. He's like, hey, like my mom used to tell me growing up, like, you don't have to put the shutters up, just make sure you know where the clips are. And that's pretty good advice for what's going on for this week. All right, folks. Well, we are going to blow the doors off of any storm because we have a superstar talent with us in studio this morning. So excited to have her here. Monique Boyer-Sablon from the National Championship NMC team. I don't know. Does that sound right?
I think that's right.
I like
you're
that.
right. I think you're correct.
National Championship Olympic team.
No, absolutely, that's incorrect.
Okay. The Miss Micro Games 2022.
Absolutely not.
But Monique, so great to have you in studio.
Good morning, Brad. Thank you. Good morning, everyone who's online. I'm a little nervous, but we can get through this. Happy to be with one of my close friends, Brad, also former classmate.
Yes.
And today we're going to talk a little bit about a new initiative that is happening for the CNMI. Actually, it's happening nationwide right now, but we're currently preparing for it, just like other states and jurisdictions. And so it could be a game changer. It could be something that is, very relevant and worthwhile for the CNMI. There are a million people behind the scenes who are working very diligently to, try to upstand this program. So I'm kind of excited to share a little bit about it. So are you going to pull up my slides, Brad?
I am. I'm doing it right now. This thing, to give people like a little heads up, like what we're talking about and everything. So this thing called Workforce Pal, this is something that I wasn't aware of it, but when you guys presented at the chamber, I'm like, this is such a massive deal. It could be such a really big, have a huge impact here on the CNMI. I'm like, you guys got to come on and talk about this. Yeah. And well, magic, here you are.
Definitely. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about it while you're preparing. So the term Workforce Pal is something that is new to the Higher Education Act. It essentially provides us now federal funding assistance, federal level funding assistance to support these short-term programs. This has been something that's been on the table in Congress for years and has always been a bipartisan bill and has finally passed into law as of July 1st, 2025 last year. But even though it was passed on July 1st, 2025, again, we've been watching this thing. We've been moving with it, trying to see whether or not this was going to actually, come to fruition. And it has. But with that being said, that essentially has started the countdown, right, to when the effective date is happening. It's really exciting. Again, when we say game changer, it is going to be something that now opens up doors for our Commonwealth, but it's not necessarily going to change or, be the main thing that we're working on to help the workforce. It is going to be something that is complementary. It's going to be something that is, going to be very relevant to what people want in terms of education nowadays. And so it's super exciting. So if we're ready to go with the slides, I'm ready.
We are Workforce Pell. It's okay. Here we go. So this is it. So this is the big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? Do you want to stand up? You want a wireless mic? You want to explore the room?
I mean,
no
I don't.
Okay.
I think I'll just sit here.
All right.
But we can maybe just go slide by slide really quickly. I'm not going to go too in depth. Again, I do want to make a disclaimer, which is the proposed rules at the federal level are currently ongoing. So we are actually in the public comment portion of it. So what we talk about today could definitely change. And we might see that happening, right? We as a Commonwealth have been collectively preparing our public comments on behalf of the governor. The governor has been such a huge support in this. You'll see why eventually, why the governor plays such a huge role in this as a statutory mandate. But for, everyone here, we're just trying to make sure that Workforce Pell works for us. It's not just about working for, all the other 50 states. Like, how about the territories? There's a lot of things that we need to consider. So go ahead, if you're next, if we're showing the slides.
Yes, I just got to scroll down there.
Oh, yes.
That's easy.
Perfect. So what is Workforce Pell? Again, it is a new federal initiative that was passed into law. And you can go ahead and go down, Brad, sorry. So the federal initiative was, finally passed into law through the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, which amended the Higher Education Act. So essentially this expands financial federal aid to short-term workforce programs. And again, it's designed to accelerate workforce entry. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that we've never had workforce programs here in the CNMI. We have many. We have, ITS, we have NMC, we have NMTech. We've been doing our best to try to push out these workforce programs, but sometimes, they can be pricey. So now this is an opportunity for us to now go to the federal level and have them financially assist in, covering costs for our people who are looking for, specialized or, short turnaround time types of programs. And here's the big kicker. It is effective on July 1st, 2026. We are currently in April 2026. So like I said, last year on July 1st, 2025, when the bill was passed and became law, that turned on the countdown. We have been trying our best to keep following this just so that we're able to be prepared. So go ahead, Brad. So I do want to talk a little bit about eligibility and requirements. We'll breeze through this. Essentially, this is all it's not like top level kind of things that, is important to know. But, for us, it's about how do you get access to Workforce Pell. So the first thing we'll talk about is the institution. You can go ahead and scroll, Brad, sorry. Training programs have to be offered statutorily by a Title IV eligible institution. Currently in the CNMI, the Northern Marianas College is the only Title IV eligible institution because we are accredited by a U.S. Department of Education approved accreditor. These Title IV program or Title IV institutions, they meet financial, administrative, and student support, guidelines and necessary, standards. And so with that being said, that doesn't necessarily mean that, all the other training providers on island are not able to avail of Workforce Pell. But what it does mean is that it opens up even further doors for us to collaborate. And so those things need to be done through memorandums of agreement, memorandums of understanding. We have strong partnerships with our training providers, the other training providers on island, and they are a part of this conversation, which we are so excited to, have that partnership, further go down the line.
I love it. Speaking of going down, let me go down to the next slide.
Go down the next slide. So program requirements again. So statutorily, programs should have been offered at least for 1 year prior to the July 1st, 2026 effective date. But we're seeing right now in the proposed rules, there might be some, how do I say, is wiggle room, especially because this is their first time as well, like upstanding a Workforce Pell program or Workforce Pell federal financial aid. What you're going to see is instructional hours are about 150 to 599 instructional hours and about 8 to 14 weeks. So there's parameters that are set to ensure these are short.
Wow.
Parameters that are set to ensure that you go in, you learn what you need to learn, you come out. And it's not going to be a 2-year program, a 4-year program. And again, nothing wrong with those things. But what I like to say when we talk about Workforce Pell is it's not just a, just go this way and take Workforce Pell. No, it's now an alternative pathway. So for those who want to get degrees, you can still get degrees. But for those who want to take these specialized programs, you now have federal financial aid that can support that. So
Nice.
Go ahead.
Ooh, come on, you. There we go.
And our favorite guy.
Hey.
So again, what we saw that was so interesting and, very impactful, especially for us in the small community in the statutory mandate is the governor has to approve these programs. The governor has to consult the state workforce board for workforce alignment. And these programs have to target, high skill, high wage, and in demand. So we talked about this at the Saipan Chamber of Commerce.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is, yes, the governor is the approver and the verifier for these programs. The state workforce board is the consultation body. But really where this, where the program should come from are the employers, come from the industries that are in need. And so that's what we were really trying to emphasize with the Saipan Chamber of Commerce was just essentially saying, you have to let them know what you need in order for us as training providers to develop these programs that will be eligible. And again, that collaboration has been something that's been ongoing, but again, now we have this kind of federal funding to lift us up even higher to create better programs, more worthwhile programs.
Wow.
Credential requirements. So we'll breeze through this. So essentially,
Okay.
you have to get a post-secondary. You have to provide a post-secondary education credential, whether that's a apprenticeship certification, regular certifications, licenses, certificates of completion. These are the bread and butter for these types of programs. When you, let's say, for instance, Brad would like to take a program, he should walk out of that program with some sort of value added to his resume, whether that is a certificate or a certification, etc.
So this reminds me a lot of this program that we got through WIA. Will people be able to do both at the same time, do you know?
I love that you brought that up because what we're seeing, we've been working a lot with Director Kai from WIOA. What we're seeing a lot in the proposed regs is a lot of references to WIOA. And so a lot of the definitions that are in the Workforce Pell mandates and the proposed regs reference WIOA. And so essentially, technically, yes, so long as the proposed rules don't change, we might be able to avail of both Workforce Pell funding and have WIOA, if funding is available, be able to supplement for things that Workforce Pell does not cover. So it's kind of like a dream come true. Again, WIOA has been doing all of the wonderful work for our community. Again, I'm not saying that we've never had workforce training funding available, but I think that this definitely does take it to the next level and gives us more expansion to more opportunities. What you're also going to see with Workforce Pell is it forces collaboration. So like I said, the governor's office, the state workforce board, WIOA, the training providers, the college, we have to all work together. It's not just one entity that dictates, what this is going to be for the Commonwealth. So super exciting stuff.
It is.
So student eligibility, it's simple. If you are a student that is eligible for traditional Pell or FAFSA, I don't know, Brad, if you've ever had to fill out the FAFSA form.
Oh yeah, it's so much fun.
It is so much fun, but essentially what we can say is that based on the proposed rules right now is that a student is eligible if they are eligible for traditional Pell. And that, again, is going through the FAFSA forms and everything. What I learned recently is that, for NMC, majority of our students are on Pell. And, that is a big indicator of why I believe that Workforce Pell is so important to the Commonwealth, because it essentially means that there's a lot of people here who can avail of this. And so that is money that doesn't have to leave their pockets. It's money, that goes towards a bigger and broader goal to lead them towards careers that provide them with impactful lives, right? To be able to sustain their families and their homes and, be able to have an opportunity to thrive.
Well, that's good. So you already know, you have a good handle on who's probably going to qualify for this. So this is really great.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see, we got performance.
Sorry, there's so much going. We'll stop it after the annual reporting. That way we can just have more of an open conversation.
No, this is good.
So one of the most interesting parts about the law is that it requires accountability. Now, again, everything requires accountability, but this one pressures us the most to be able to be accountable for the programs that we develop. And so essentially, if we develop and upstand a program in healthcare, for instance, we have to showcase that the completion rate is at least 70% or higher when we do our annual reporting to the Department of Education. Not only that, we have to showcase that 70% of students who have completed are placed in a job relevant to the training. Now, again, we can all agree, these are high numbers. 70% is pretty high. Now, again, we are in the period of the public comments for the proposed rules, and what I'm seeing across all the different agencies and their comments coming together is we all agree that there has to be, territorial exemptions where we can utilize data here. Maybe there might be a way for employers to attest that they have hired, even if, let's say, for instance, the wages are not as high as the federal poverty line. Like, there's so many different things within Workforce Pell and the statute that is very, mainland US based. And we're really trying to make sure and consider the US territories in the Pacific region, whether it's, Guam, the Sinai, even Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Like, we have to consider our unique positions and where we are located and how that may not always work, right, for the mainland. We are very much different from the mainland, and we want to be considered in that. So what type of data are they using? How are they going to collect? Are there considerations for our uniquenesses here? So, yeah. Tuitions and fee earnings. Essentially, we cannot charge or, make tuitions and fees for a program at any rate that we want. It has to be based on a calculation to ensure that the job position that they are going to be applying for or the industry they're going to be working in is able to substantially pay them higher than what the program cost would have been if they had gone through the program. So this is all in the statute. It's not even in the proposed regs, so it's not anything that we can change necessarily, but we're trying to find ways where we can kind of tweak a little bit the wording or, have specialization for the territory so that it works for us. Yeah.
Well, there's always something like that where all these programs they're a little more specialized for the CNMI. There's a way to make that work.
And it should be, again, like when we compare ourselves to the mainland US, there are so many differences, and I do think that those definitely need to be considered. And again, lastly, maybe we'll just end off on this slide just because I have a lot of more slides. So again, we just have to annual verification. The Commonwealth is going to be submitting on behalf of the programs that were approved to the Department of Education, just that students have completed at the rate that they need to complete. They have received and attained positions and jobs that are needed in the Commonwealth, and that they have value-added earnings, essentially that they are now earning a living than if they did not take this program. And so it's something exciting, Brad, honestly. Like, again, I'm not saying this is going to change the Commonwealth and change the workforce, but it's just a great thing to know that we have this option and that we're working towards it. Yeah.
It is. I love this program. It sounds like it's going to be, it's got so much potential for folks here in the CNMI. Speaking of folks in the CNMI, you have a great parade coming in behind us. It's awesome. We're really excited about having them on here too. But this is a great program that is going to be, I think it's going to be a game changer for folks. I can already think about how it's going to be for us. And we talked about us being classmates for that, but it was for that Pacific Century Fellows. And this is that servant leadership kind of stuff where you're able to encourage folks to get training and improve their station in life and all that stuff. And you're going to get federal funding to help out with this is outstanding.
I really want to emphasize just the timeline of this, right, has been very speedy. So just the involvement with the CNMI government, the involvement of the different agencies. I do actually want to mention that the governor had issued out a directive about 2 or 3 weeks ago that established the governor's workforce Pell implementation working group. And I've forgotten the slides. I need to check the slides really quickly, but it's comprised of all the different agencies that we have seen, throughout the other jurisdictions that, whether it's the State Workforce Development Board, WIOA, we are involving SHRM from the NMI chapter here, Chamber of Commerce is involved, NMTech, NMC, our PSS partners as well, and then of course our state longitudinal data system, the P20W.
I'm
data
flying through
is
to see if I can find.
No
your
worries.
partners.
Actually, it's actually the slide. This one right
There we
here.
go. Okay.
And so, essentially, what this working group is, tasked to do is to upstand this program. So I do believe that we have all of the really great players who are able to provide, whether it's data or support or the programs or the outlining. The one thing about it is that the governor does have to create these policies and these procedures in order for training providers here to be able to submit an application to the governor for his verification and approval prior to it going to the federal level. And so these are the movers and the shakers, and it doesn't just end at that list. We are constantly inviting other agencies to also collaborate and work with us. So is it a game changer? I would say yes, it is a game changer. It also is giving us just the opportunity to work together on a more deeper level with a greater purpose. And I don't know, it's been fun to have all of these, movers and shakers in the same room. It really is reminiscent of PCF.
Yes.
It is, just kind of seeing how everyone is evolving. I can talk all day, Brad, so let me know.
Hey, that's why you're here. I mean, this is great. This is awesome. By the way, it is so cool to see what you're doing with this organization. But even just being a part of the college and stuff like that, and helping guide the future of our island. That's what you do. I mean, I don't know if you feel like it, but that's not a job. But everybody who's over there, you guys are you're setting us up for success for the whole Commonwealth and what you're doing. And this is really a wonderful program.
I want to preface, it's not just the college, right? Again, it's with traditional Pell, the college is the one to submit these, different types of degree programs for approval for federal financial aid. And again, with the statute and the mandates in it, it essentially, again, is forcing these states and these territories to have to work collectively together at all different levels. And I love that. I love that because I feel like that's just something that we have been doing but need to do even more of in so many different cases, not just in Workforce Pell, but just in general to create pipelines that work for our people. And whenever, Brad, even you, out here sharing the news and making sure we are always informed. And you're also in everything anyways, too. You're involved in everything, so.
But I just I talk, you actually do. And it's kind of cool. It's really cool to see it, and, we're at this cool point where we get so much access to information. Yeah. And I get to see folks who have been at different levels really getting and elevating their careers, and you're just one of them.
Thank you.
And it's awesome to see,
Thank you, Brad.
Super cool. I can't wait to see what the people that have watched you and have followed under you as a mentorship are going to turn into, and what this Commonwealth is going to be like. Just imagine what this place is going to look like in 10 and 15 years,
It is really exciting. I feel like I have so many friends and family members who are just doing the absolute most for the CNMI in terms of just trying to make this a better place given the circumstances, given the economic downturn, given all these different things. But, for those who decide to stay and those who decide to, continuously contribute, thank you. Thank you for that, because there is still so much purpose here that we have to fulfill. I mean, this is our home. And for those who are not here, I welcome you home. Come home and make a difference and make an impact. There's so much negative news out there sometimes where it may not look like, there's much going on here, but there is. And, where else to make an impact than where you're from? And I just truly believe that. I mean, look at Brad. He's essentially Chamorro at this point.
Ungan.
He is our family. crazy.
It's true. It's a true story. But it is great to be here. It's great to have you here in the studio to talk to us about this stuff. And if there's any doubt about the future of the CNMI, well, it certainly can be squashed by watching programs like this and watching the people who are going to go through this. I mean, you guys, this is not the first thing that you're a part of, but like, you know, some of the other things, like even that broadband stuff that you guys were doing, you know.
That was literally a year ago.
Yeah.
Which was so funny. Yeah, time flies, it really does. And so even with that program, you know, that was also a collective collaboration. We had NMC, we had broadband, we had the governor's office, we had NM Tech, we had ITS. Like, it's so funny how Workforce Pell is happening now, and I do feel like we all have experience in collaboration at this point. So it's like coming full circle, right? Here is this new federal opportunity. It's almost as if we've been preparing for this without knowing we're preparing for it. So,
but the collaboration from the college for so many different things, even from broadcasts. I mean, like for main things, it's not a brand new thing, but it's been growing for years.
Yeah.
NMC is like a support foundation for so many different agencies here too.
Definitely.
So it's really great, and I can't wait to see more about this.
Thank you. Love being a proa. So Biba proas and to all the proas who are watching right now.
Before we go, do you want us to sing the CNMI anthem?
Can we tell them
again?
that story
Just
really
like,
quickly? Because that is
please
the
do.
best story. I tell people that story every time I bring up Brad. So again, we referenced earlier that, you know, me and Brad, we are a part of the Pacific Century Fellows, the Marianas chapter. We need to bring that back.
Yes.
Because that was just a wonderful group. So they asked me and Brad to MC, because we are MC extraordinaires, apparently, for one of the closing ceremonies for one of the cohorts. We went up to the stage and we did our thing and we did the introduction, and then all of a sudden they started to play or said that we were going to stand up to do the CNMI and national anthem, or the U.S. national anthem. Me and Brad stood on that stage and we looked at each other and I said, "You're doing the U.S. national anthem."
It was quiet. It was like that uncomfortable, it's quiet for too long. Like they're having technical difficulties. You know, something's happening. Should we just do it?
Brad straight up was like, "Oh, say." And I was like, perfect. And then I did the Chamorro curling anthem. And I don't think I'll ever do it again in front of a stage, because that was...
They only recently dried all the tears from all of people were moved.
It was a standing ovation, I remember. Yeah. Right, Jerry? Right, Alex? Remember that?
It was amazing. Nobody gets that. Well, I'll tell you what, we're about to wrap up here. Do we have any shout outs or anyone you want to acknowledge?
I just want to shout out the Workforce Pell implementation group, because again, like these are going to be the brains that are going to make sure that this happens. So shout out to Frankie Elliptico, to, you know, Kai Torres, Layla Staffler. Oh no, why am I listing down names? Because what if I forget someone? But you know who you are, and we are so grateful to be working together collaboratively. Shout out to my team at NMC, Center for Training and Innovation. You know, we are the non-academic side of NMC that fleshes out these different types of workforce programs, and we are a small girly group of about four and a half, we say sometimes. So we are just so grateful I'm grateful to have you guys, and thank you, Brad. Shout out to you for the things that you do. I'm so happy to see you, you know, doing things that make you happy and doing things that fulfill you. And yeah, I'm happy.
It's true.
It is. Honestly, I've seen you glow. You're glowing. You're glowing right now.
Well, I'm next to you. That's why. I was just, shit. All right. Well, Monique Boyer-Swan, thank you so much for being on here with us. Tell us more about Workforce Pell. We'll put more info out on the page to let people know about it. And if you want to find out more information, you could probably call the college and hear more about it, right?
Call me, contact my office. Again, NMC, Center for Training and Innovation. And yeah, we're happy to discuss this more. We will be, you know, doing more outreach regarding Workforce Pell as things finalize. And yeah, good things to come. I'm super excited. So.
Well, me too. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we do have a new update from the Associated Press. So we're going to get this news update, and then we're going to get the Miss Northern Marianas Descent and the entourage. We haven't had this many people in here since Kanye came in. There's a huge entourage waiting in the wings here. So here's the latest update from the Associated Press, and thanks again.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. President Trump's threat to Iran, hours before his deadline for reaching a deal on his demands, is facing growing international condemnation. Sagar Magani has our report.
The president says a whole civilization will die tonight if Iran does not agree to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, among his other demands.
Questo veramente non è accettabile.
Pope Leo calls the threat truly unacceptable, saying strikes on Iran's civilian infrastructure would violate international law.
There is no military objective that justifies the wholesale destruction of a society's infrastructure.
UN spokesman Stefan Dujarric, while inside the Security Council,
Iran will not stand idle.
Iran's ambassador warned it would immediately reciprocate. The president seemed to suggest an off-ramp, writing maybe something revolutionary can happen. Vice President J.D. Vance hopes Iran makes that happen.
I hope that they're smart.
Sagar Magani, Washington.
Vice President Vance spoke in Hungary, where he made an appearance in support of Prime Minister Viktor Orban's re-election bid. And he also made a phone call.
Wow, that's
Mr. President, you are on with about 5,000 Hungarian patriots, and I think they love you even more than they love Viktor Orban.
Well, I can't believe that. I can't believe that because I love Hungary and I love that Viktor. I'll tell you, he's a fantastic man. We've had a tremendous relationship, and he does a job. Remember this. He didn't allow people to storm your country and invade your country like other people have and ruin their countries, frankly.
Orban is running for a fifth term as prime minister and is trailing a strong center-right challenger in the polls ahead of Sunday's vote. This is AP News. Seth Sutel now with the AP Markets Report.
Stocks swung sharply on Wall Street as uncertainty built about what will happen in the war with Iran. The S&P 500 fell as much as 1.2% Tuesday. That came hours ahead of a deadline by President Trump to destroy Iranian power plants and bridges. Stocks rallied back late in the day after Pakistan's prime minister urged Trump to extend his deadline for another 2 weeks and asked Iran to open up the Strait of Hormuz for the same amount of time. The S&P 500 erased all its losses and ended 0.1% higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average slipped 85 points. That's about 0.2%. The Nasdaq Composite edged up 0.1%. Seth Sutel, New York.
U.S. gasoline prices are averaging $4.14 per gallon across the U.S., that according to the AAA. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Are you or someone you know living with a mental illness? Have you experienced abuse or neglect, denial of services, or discrimination because of a mental illness or disability? You have rights. NMPOSSE is the Northern Marianas Protection and Advocacy Systems Incorporated, and we're here for you. Individuals diagnosed with mental illness have human, civil, and legal rights under federal and local law. No one should be mistreated, denied services, or discriminated against because of a disability. NMPOSSE's PIME program provides protection and advocacy for individuals with mental illness and provides information about your rights, advocacy, and assistance for eligible individuals, and support in cases involving abuse, neglect, or discrimination. Services are confidential and provided at no cost to eligible individuals. To learn more, call NMPOSSE today at 670-266-8255 235-7273 or 7274, or email gborja@nmposse.org.
AP Sports, I'm Gethin Coolball. Michigan won its second title in men's basketball with a 69-63 win over UConn in the national championship game of the NCAA tournament. Elliot Cadeau had a game-high 19 points.
I'm just so proud of myself for me to be able to say I was the most outstanding player and win a national championship at the same time.
UNC is working toward finalizing a deal with NBA title-winning coach Michael Malone. Spurs center Victor Wembanyama suffered a left rib contusion in a win over Philadelphia. Memphis matched an NBA record with 29 threes against Cleveland. MLB, the Dodgers routed the Blue Jays 14-2 in a World Series rematch. Cy Young winner Max Scherzer of Toronto exited with forearm tendinitis. NFL, three-time Pro Bowler Dexter Lawrence requested a trade from the Giants, and the Dream acquired WNBA All-Star Angel Reese from the Sky. Gethin Coolbaugh, AP Sports.
Bring the heat today, so let's get inside. Woke up and smiled, the sun shining. Let the sun shine in. Got dreams to chase and a world to win. Turn up the real dance today, and let's dance through the day. Feel the vibe in the air. Come on, let's play. We live in love, making waves as we go. With every heartbeat, it's an endless show. We're living bright, let the music ignite. Good morning, Marianas. Let's shine tonight. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. We live in love, making waves as we go. With every heartbeat, it's an endless show. We're living bright, let the music ignite. Good morning, Marianas. Let's shine tonight.
All right, good morning, Marianas. It is Wednesday. It is 8:54 in the morning on our hump day. That's right, you're midweek. You are on your way toward the weekend. It's like weekend Eve's Eve. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Anyway, but good morning. Welcome back for us. We have this place just got fancy. There's flower petals all over as the royal procession made their way through. It's like Coming to America, Eddie Murphy. The flower petals are all over the place. It's amazing because look at these all-stars that are here with us this morning. We have Miss Northern Marianas Descent and the Royal Court with us. This is about the fanciest we've ever been out here, and we couldn't be more excited. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh. All right. So, Rowena, you have been working with this great team. There's so many different things that you've got going on, but one of them is this Miss Marianas Descent. And maybe introduce, who do we have with us today?
Oh, I have our 2026 Queen Sienna, our first runner-up, second runner-up, and our cultural ambassadors. So they're still here.
This is so great. I was, you guys, I'm telling you, you were the first pageant I've ever gone to. Because,
really?
Yeah, I never covered them before. I never really got into them because I do other, like, guy stuff. You know, that's the easy way to put it. But I was so impressed to see, like, I mean, it's a pageant, but the pageantry, you know, to see how wonderful it was and how hard all of you worked to prepare for this stuff, between the outfits and the presentations and all the work leading up to it, all the events that you went to, and now seeing all the stuff that you guys have been doing afterwards. I'm so impressed. You guys totally changed me on pageants and everything from all of the work that you guys have done. So thank you so much. And being such, like, you have one person who's the cultural ambassador, but I think you all are for everything that you're doing. And man, you totally turned me around on it. I'm a fan now. But there were some things that shook up a little bit, right? You guys had some changes that happened. So, because I got the four of you guys here. So you want to talk about that a little bit first?
Yes, I would like to give out an official statement.
Okay.
As we used to have 5 when the pageant started, there was 5 of them. And so we've had inquiries and concerns out there why there's only 4 now, because they're very active. Since after the pageant, they only had a 1-week break because our queen was feeling under the weather. And after that, they've just been busy, and it's been over 2 months. So I would like to give that statement, if you allow me, and a little bit into who we are and what we do. So with that, I am Rowena Ogo. I am the owner, founder, and president of LAM, a linked network of a business and 2 nonprofits. So the business is the Miss Northern Marianas Descent Beauty Pageant, which born all these beautiful girls. And so linked to that is LAM, which is Linala Initiative Corp, and Miss Northern Marianas Descent Foundation, Inc., which are 2 nonprofits, which is Linala focuses on the self-sustainability of the community, and the Miss NMD Foundation focuses on the preservation of our culture, our heritage, and history of the Chamorro and Carolinian people. So it is my official statement confirming that our organization has made the decision to release our 2026 Miss Northern Marianas Descent first runner-up Kiana Lynn Chanel Angel Diaz from her position made effective February 28, 2026, due to inconsistency with the expectations and contractual obligations in our agreement. We hold our title holders really to the highest standard with professionalism and most especially cultural sensitivity. And with that, this decision actually reflects on the values that we commit ourselves to when we guide and we advise these girls, right? So we do wish her well with the experience she gained from the pageant, and we wish her the best. And with that said, I proudly announce the promotion of the first runner-up to Dana Ambergale Hokuk, who now assumes the role as first runner-up, and then Finecia Rumao, who assumes the role of second runner-up, and then Debbie Celepeo, who assumes the Marianas Cultural Ambassador. So they all are title holders, but we shortly call them the Marianas Ambassadors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. And by the way, that's can't be an easy decision to make, but even getting the whole thing and having everybody go through the whole process, getting into the pageant and everything, must have been a heck of a thing to get it down to 5 people to contestants. But at least now you still got your royal court together. And so moving up, I mean, that's got to be an exciting thing too. And for all of you, you know, you're all the contestants, and now you're the representatives for all this other stuff, and you got to find a way to just kind of represent the organization and what's next. But you guys have been just doing like nonstop stuff ever since. I see you everywhere.
Right?
Yeah, like just like yesterday. So like yesterday at MHS, I saw you guys there. Last time I was at Crown, I saw you guys there for autism stuff, and I think you were there like doing something else afterwards too, and before that too, like in between. I think you guys are probably some of the most active folks I see out there.
Very active.
And well, you got a lot of support too, by the way. There's a whole team on the other side of you guys where I can see. Well, hold on, I'll put them on the screen now. You can kind of see them. They're scooting. They're all kind of tucked in over there.
That's just what's that? 1% or 2%? 1% of the team, the LAM team. That's them.
Oh, here I can move them over.
Yeah, what
bit.
Val? 1%?
Oh yeah, we can hear you guys just fine. But yeah, you got a big team of folks who have been supporting you guys the whole way, and I can't imagine, because it's not just a one-person thing that you guys have. You've got all this stuff, plus you got to get everyone back and forth. Plus you got to promote it. You got to take good photos and all that other stuff. So what is next for you guys?
Well, what is next is we do appearances, sessions, interactive sessions. So we could do more. We have actually projects all through next year But somehow, so our secretary over there for LAM is Ariel, so he has to fit in extra schedules when they request the girls. That's not part of the calendar, but we try to be involved, which I don't think we've missed one appearance when they're requested. It was very rare, and the girls are never alone. They always have someone with them, a member. So you'd see our members change from time to time. It's because we don't, it's organized like that, where when you have time, you know, you can come and take care of the girls, or another one has time and they don't, like, everyone is just sharing and growing together. But I think can I just get off my chair?
Oh, yeah.
This is the comedy part, I think. I'm gonna get off my chair and I'm gonna allow the girls to maybe share more on that, and you hear them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Because they're our star. It's time to shine, and it's their time to shine.
Oh, yeah, let's bring them on.
So I'm gonna get off, and maybe she can transfer, then you can.
Yeah, you
focus
guys
on
can
them.
bring the chairs up. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no,
Now you guys can
you're
sit.
great there. Someone else, and then you guys can bring up the other chairs. See, wearing those sashes, I don't know how you guys keep them on. This is why I never run for these beauty pageants, because I can never keep those things on. Also, the crown, I can't keep the crown on my head because you can't attach it. There's nothing to attach it to up on top. But wow, so let's talk about the responsibilities that you guys have had this whole time. First of all, it's our first real interview, except for being on the stage right after. What's it been like? It seems like it must have been some kind of a whirlwind experience.
It was, honestly. The experience that the pageant gave us is really monumental, from start to when it happened, all the way into now, and I know all the way until, we finish all of our reigns. Before the pageant, I was really focused on, the only thing that I was really focused on was education and getting my degree so that I could be a teacher. And I still want to do that. And that was my whole thought process before, but after joining the pageant, for me, it really opened my eyes to other things that I really realized, like, wow, I need this. I need to be closer to my culture. I need to be I need to be down to my roots the way I want to be. So now, not only am I still pursuing my education to be a teacher, now the pageant has really opened my eyes to other opportunities, and it helps me find other things that I enjoy doing. For example, all of those community events, we love those. We absolutely love going out into the community, even if it's event after event after event. We try our best because we want to be there. It's not just because people request us, it's because we want to be there. It's a really amazing learning experience because, we're all cultural ambassadors. We're all cultural practitioners. We learned before, during the first few weeks of the pageant, we learned how to cook, how to fish, how to chop up the fish. Wow. We learned ranching, we learned agriculture, we learned weaving, how to make moires, lace. Our costumes were all made. Our costumes for the entire pageant, all natural material. We picked up a lot of skills, and now we're going out into the community and helping share those skills. So not only are we practitioners, but we're also learning as we go. And that's something that, the pageant did for us. It's something that having this role did for all of us.
You're cleaning fish as part of it. That's awesome. And farming, I saw the planting. You guys could be Miss Lancero, Miss Pescadora. You guys could be a little bit of everything with this. And it's totally the embodiment of Miss Northern Marianas descent. How about some of the reactions that you guys have gotten from some of the other girls that you guys have seen in the community?
So first of all, they're very surprised that we do all these things with outdoor and our traditions, because it's not often that our younger generations are practicing this, and it does inspire them to get out there and try something different like how we are doing. So our goal is to motivate the younger generations to do the same.
And your outfits were amazing, by the way. And so outside of the way they looked and everything. Oh wait, actually for that one, can we bring it? We could just bring it over so the rest of the royal court, they could talk in the back too. Thank you so much. But not only were they beautiful, they also didn't look like they were easy to walk around in. And the amount of grace that I saw from you guys, especially I could see, I remember your face in particular when you're stepping on it and still trying to do it.
but you were so, again, graceful and patient. Somebody came out and helped you, and you just kept going on. Like, it was kind of representative of like, whatever troubles are coming our way, we're still going to get through it with grace and a certain level of charm. And it was just kind of cool to see the whole thing. Now, when you guys were going through the whole process, did you get, I know you were going to different events and stuff like that, but were you guys kind of like a team, even though you're all competing for that top spot?
Yes.
Honestly, like my experience, it did not feel like a competition. Since the beginning, we've done workshops and learning together as like a team, and so we remained the same, and we came together as a family, and that's what I believe is our true culture. So yeah.
No kidding. It's just so awesome. I love this. I'm telling you, it was not my thing. I was definitely not into this pageant stuff, but I definitely enjoyed everything that you guys put together. And how does it feel, like you talked about the family, you're getting to know all the organizers as this stuff goes on too, right? All the support team, and you know what it takes. You're actually seeing behind the scenes of what it takes to organize this stuff. When you came out there on the big night for the pageant, was it everything you thought it would be? Was it more? Were you blown away? Were you surprised? What was it like? And this goes for all of you guys in the back. You got the microphones now too.
I'd say it was a monumental event because everybody showed true love and culture. It was not like where it was rehearsed. It was just like a family coming together to represent our islands.
Wow. All right. Now, again, you're being requested to go to different places, and you're going to places because you want to be there and everything. But how much of a commitment is this? It sounds like you guys are doing a lot of stuff.
It's a massive commitment.
Yeah.
It's really big, especially because you really have to put your heart in it to want to do it. Because what's the point of going to events if you're not going to represent, you're not going to be there, you're not going to want to be there. So honestly, it's a really big commitment, but it's a really good commitment. It's a really fun commitment. There's no backdraws from this on any of our ends. It's something that we all enjoy, and I think everyone here could say the same thing.
And we're always learning and experiencing things together, so it's really fun in the end. Yeah.
You guys have your own WhatsApp group where you guys are chatting back and forth?
Yes,
oh my
we do.
God. Oh my gosh. All right, so let's talk about these crowns that you guys are wearing and everything like that. They look like they weigh 1,000 pounds.
It is, I will admit, it is very, very heavy. It is extremely heavy, but I love this crown. I wouldn't trade it. I know a lot of people see it in a different way, but to me, this is the heart of the people. Everything on this crown is meant to represent, the islands and the CNMI. Like the Sanahi, you can see the coral, you can see the pearls, you can see even the base is black sand. It's, honestly, I love this crown. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
It's super cool, especially hearing about it's all stuff from here. That's why I think this is so authentic. I love that this is just stuff from here. And then these are ligatures.
Yes.
Who made these? These are awesome. Do you know?
Pretty sure it was
Indigenous Affairs Office.
Indigenous
Affairs Office.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
It was a donation for the pageant night.
that is incredible. And you guys get to wear these all the time now.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, because there's so much detail that goes into all of these things, and there's, where do you keep it? I don't even know. I'm thinking about this stuff now. Where would I do if I were to win, Mr. NMD? First of all, it'd be terrible, right? But number two, you can't just put that on the kitchen table or something like that. Where do you guys keep all this stuff? Is there a special box that you have, or a special display at the house?
For me, I kind of DIY'd my own little special case. It's literally just a massive Tupperware with a cowboy hat inside. And you know how there's a little dent in it?
Yeah.
I just put the crown inside so it's good.
So it's safe. There you go. That works. How about the ligatures? Where do you put those? Or do you just wear them 24/7?
Flat
Yeah, we
on the
lay
table,
it
so that's fine.
Yeah.
Because when we take it off, it's just
Yeah.
flat. So yeah.
Awesome. All right. So what were some of these things that you've enjoyed the most out of these experiences going out? And by the way, you guys in the back, I definitely want to hear hear from you. So we got Phoenicia, and then we got Debbie Ann. Can you tell us a little bit about this for you guys? And Debbie Ann, I think we saw you for Liberation too, didn't we?
Yeah.
You are Miss Everything is what that should be on your sash. Miss Everything. But I mean, that's twice like in a short amount of time going out for these things. How about these experiences for you? I mean, what has it been like?
Personally, for me, I've really enjoyed going out to these community events with the girls. Throughout the pageant and like after, we've created this sisterhood, and I really enjoy it. Being the youngest out of all my siblings, it's nice to have somebody around me that's like around my age that I can go out and do these things, but also to like be a representative of my people and the Chamorro people as well. It's really fun.
Yeah, go ahead.
This whole journey and experience has been kind of an emotional roller coaster ride, but it has also brought me like confidence, and I really love these girls and how they helped me since the very beginning with the workshops and everything, all the way until like the final pageant night.
See, I think one of the reasons why I like this pageant stuff so much is your story. Watching you from the Liberation Queen stuff and seeing you like at the mayor's office and all that, and it's like this transformation. And you talked about confidence. That was the first thing I thought of. Like, wow. I mean, just in this short span of just a few months, watching you really embrace that and being more comfortable with that spotlight and everything like that. It was really cool. And I think that that's one of these benefits of these kind of pageants and everything, is the confidence that it gives young women to be able to take part of these things and then really embrace that stage. And you did it. You're one of the role models for folks out there. How's that feel? I just make it easy.
I mean, it feels good to be out there, but yeah.
How about all right, so what's the next thing that you guys have? What's next on your list of things that you've got?
Oh, we have a lot. We have a whole calendar for this month. Yes. Let's see. I guess one thing that I'm really looking forward to that's coming up is the Walk for Autism.
Ooh, yeah.
And, you know, everyone tried to wear blue today. I'm personally wearing a shirt for my little brother because he actually has autism. And, you know, one big thing that this pageant has shown me is the love for family. You know, my real family and then my second family. And I'm really looking forward to that Autism Awareness Walk. It sounds really fun. I know that, you know, the community put a lot of thought into it. So that's the event that I'm looking forward to. We have a lot of things on the list that, you know, takes a while to really process how much we have.
Like, remember, because we have so much on our list.
Well, I can't imagine doing that walk with your crowns and everything like that.
We'll make it work.
I mean, how do you keep that attached? I mean, like, I would need a chin strap, you know, just
clips at the back.
Oh.
Yeah, and just kind of clip my hair into it.
Did you have to
balance?
Like, learn how to walk a certain way to make sure you got the balance and all that?
So it doesn't like fall forward, fall back, fall to the side.
Nice. Now, is there a certain wave that you guys have learned? When I think of that little hello, have you guys, are you taught how to wave or how to interact with folks like that?
No, so the one thing I really love about this pageant is like they tell us to express our individuality.
Yeah.
Like it's not for the pageant norms. Like it's not just about competing. It's not about any of that. It's not about fitting into the standard. It's about, you know, our individuality and being our own people. So, you know, you see us all together, but we're actually all of us are actually really different. And I love that. I love how different we all are. I love how like different everyone in the community is. I love that. I don't feel like I have to be held to a certain standard that a lot of people in a pageant usually are. And that's what makes this so much easier, and that's what makes it like so much more enjoyable, because I can be myself and I can represent my people by being myself.
You are the standard. right? The standard is each one of you are the standard because this is Miss NMD. It's just you being genuinely who you are. How cool is that?
It's really cool. One thing I love about this experience in particular was we get to express ourselves and like help empower each other. It's not just like we're thinking about ourselves, we're thinking about each other. If we ever need help, we know who to count on.
Nice. Now, is there anything that you had to do for this? Like, man, we can't eat empanadas now we're getting up to this, or is there like anything that you can't do that you were able to do before, stuff like that? Are you able to still just enjoy those empanadas? I mean, maybe you don't like empanadas. I'm an empanada guy.
For me personally, not really. There is definitely a little less free time, but that's okay because I'm doing something I love doing anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still focused on school, still focused on my family. I'm still able to do the things I love, especially because they're very flexible. So yeah, for me personally, no, there's nothing I had to stop doing.
I'd say the same. We all have like space for ourselves and our families, but all together we just all feel like family. So whenever we have meetings and stuff, it's just constant support everywhere we go.
You know, this has to be so all-encompassing for all your schedules, but do you do other stuff? Like, do you guys get into sports? Do you guys get into other activities that don't involve any of this?
As of right now, I don't think we're really into like doing our own, but yeah, we still have time for ourselves. It's just not really in sports.
Yeah, a lot of my time besides this goes to school. So I actually do go to NMC and I'm trying to be a teacher. Besides that, I try to enjoy my time with my family and my friends. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, before I joined this, I was a dancer for a Polynesian group, but
wow.
After I joined, I kind of had a little less free time, and that was my free time to enjoy, to like dance, and that was something I really loved to do. But as of right now, I don't see it as something bad. I think it's something I can learn from, and I guess go back to later.
Yeah, this is kind of a limited window. You know, you got to make the most of it.
Since the pageant, I've been a part-time babysitter, so I tried my best to make it to almost every event or meeting, but it was a little hard. So.
Hey, being a part-time babysitter is the right way to go. You don't want to be full-time. You're a full-time babysitter. You're a mom, you know, and you got a lot going on. Oh, no, you want to be a mom. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, like, at least this way, you get to still enjoy everything that you're doing. This is really great. I'm so glad that we were able to have you guys in here. I know it was such an exciting night watching all of you compete and present and everything, to be a part of everything. It was great to see each of you enjoy your successes while you're on the stage, and it's so cool to see you guys at all these different events doing all these things out there and interacting with folks and taking photos, endless photos, right? You thought you took a lot of photos before, and now
still going.
Yeah, and we're gonna take one after this too. Don't get me wrong. So, all right. So, well, I'm excited to see more stuff. Any shout outs that you have, or you want to give any thanks to anybody, or any acknowledge anybody out there?
For me, I want to give a really big shout out to my family because they really pushed me to do this pageant and to continue on when I was doubting myself that I couldn't do this. And especially to my friends too, because they were the same way and they still support me like with what's going on with like the pageant and everything. And then obviously to the organizers and the advisors because they're really the backbone and the spine of this whole organization. And shout out to us.
Yeah.
We went through it, we've been through it, and we're still going, and we're still going strong. And I really admire that, and I'm really proud of us for doing all of that.
Shout out to my family. They've always been there for me, and they pushed me to get out of my comfort zone. Because in the beginning I was really like to myself, but I'm so glad that I joined this because it gave me the opportunity to do more. As well as the organizers, they've always been a constant support no matter what. They've always been there for me, and as well as my friends and my partner. So shout out to you guys.
I'd like to give a shout out to the LAM board members and committee, and especially to my family members, which is my sister, the one in the blue dress right there. Yeah, I just want to thank them for helping me to show up every day and be the best version of myself for everyone as well.
I would like to give a shout out to my family and my friends for pushing me to do this and to be the best version of myself and to put myself out there. And to our LAM committee board members and advisors, thank you all.
Well, and thank all of you for being here. This has really just been so great. I'm really blown away by how active you guys have been in the community. It's probably the most active that, well, I mean, maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but maybe I was, because I can't believe how many things that you guys are a part of, and you're making a difference. And enjoy this time while you got it. I mean, you know, eventually all these crowns are going to go to whoever's next and someone else, and you guys are the role models that everyone's going to follow. The way that you carry yourselves, that you're setting that standard for everyone else who's going to come after you. So just like you're following in the footsteps of everybody who put this stuff together for you guys. So this is really something special. And I had the best show ever because I got you guys on here. This is so cool.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you. All right, well, we're gonna take a real quick break, but I'm so glad that you guys are here, and thanks for joining us today. Thanks for being a part of it, and we can't wait to see what you're doing next. We'll see you at the Autism Walk for sure. Yeah. So look forward to it, and we'll be watching to see if you can keep that balancing act going on right now. And then we got everybody in the background over there too. We got them in the shot. Just to say, hey, thanks so much. There we go. Oh man, I have the wrong camera. It's the wrong one for you guys. I got to get a better one that can capture your awesomeness next time. But anyway, thank you for being here. Thanks to your team for being here and supporting you guys. This has been wonderful, and can't wait to see what's next from you. All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, we are going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some more news, sports, and weather for you. But thanks to all of you guys for tuning in, and thanks to all the ladies for being here. We'll be right back with more right after I find that button to press, and I'll do it again right now. Bam.
Hey, bro, can I? Yeah, man, go for it. Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too? Sure, bro. Go ahead. Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
If you think girls and women's equality matter, stand up. If girls and women's sports matter, and you want your daughters to have the same opportunity you had, stand up. If you know that it isn't fair or safe to allow males to compete in girls' sports, because it's, well, obvious, stand up. Don't be cowed by people who call you a bigot. You're not a bigot. Don't let men tell us how to be good girls. Don't let others tell you you just need to be quiet. Sit down. Be nice. It's not nice to further a lie. It's not mean to believe in women's equality. We deserve our own sports, privacy, fairness, safety. We deserve a chance to compete and win. So don't be nice. Don't be careful. Be honest. Be brave. Fight for women. We've come too far to give up now. And if you agree with that, stand up and stand with us.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
Wait. Hold on. This is too crazy. I can't believe this. You think that you know somebody. You think you have this chat. Hold on. You got to take a seat just for a second because people have to hear this. This is the best reason to cover the pageants because you get to find out really interesting things. Like, for instance, wait a minute. Our queen is a Bills fan?
Yes, absolutely.
This is incredible. So literally, she just came over. She's like, wait a minute, is that your Bills Mafia sign over there? I'm like, yes. And I'm like, first of all, well done. Well done. You're a Bills fan. And so we're looking at this this shirt that you've got on.
Yeah, so my autism awareness shirt, a little part of it that I added for me is the 86, which is Dalton Kincaid's number, the tight end.
That is incredible. And so you know she's not faking it. She even knows the position and the name and all this. I'm like, no way. This is the best. Just when I thought that you couldn't get any cooler, oh my God. Miss NMD is a Bills fan. Yes, go Bills. All right.
Go Bills.
All right. Well, hey, now that's really going to wrap up the show for us today. We are going to wrap it up. We'll be back probably in about 30 minutes with some wild stuff that's happening on the international stage. But, oh, my God, you're a Bills fan. This is already your all-time, my favorite beauty queen of all time. There's no second place on this one. All right. Folks, thanks for tuning in today. We're going to take a break. You're going to see us live. There's supposed to be a live press conference that's happening at 10 o'clock that we'll bring you in a little bit if it's still, in fact, happening. So, but at least for now, that's going to wrap the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to all of our guests today, whether they were in North Carolina or in the studio today. Thanks to everyone for being here. Thanks to you guys for tuning in, and we'll be back again for Good Morning Marianas tomorrow. Take care.